Hello, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts here, and welcome to another Facebook Live, where today I'm going to share with you a technique called a one-sheet wonder, and I'm going to be turning a sheet of 12 by 12 paper into 5 cards. So I hope you stick with me for this. If not, or that you're watching it on it's being recorded. So without further ado, I guess I should make a start. So the paper that I am using is this rather gorgeous paper that is called Blackberry Beauty. So, and there are 12 sheets, and it's specialty paper, so it has gold foiling on one side, and then on the other side it's just a plain, well I wouldn't say plain, but it's just a print. There's no foiling on the other. So you'll find this paper in the new July to December mini catalogue, and for those of you who know me, I'm such a sucker when it comes to acorns that this was what drew me to it, basically. Lots of acorns, but the rest of the prints are absolutely gorgeous too. So we have acorns on one side and then some flowers. So this is cinnamon cider. We have leaves, branches, blackberry bliss, gold, and then a chevron design. So this is early espresso and cinnamon cider. This is different from that one, as you can see. It's not quite as dark. I believe it's what is it? I had it all written down. Crazy. It is, or should be, polished pink. Though it doesn't kind of look pink to me, it looks more purpley. But I mean, the gold is all, paper is just stunning, absolutely stunning. And I know it seems a shame to cut it up. So we've got little branches here, again in early espresso and cinnamon cider. Now this is what I think is the other sheet that I think is absolutely gorgeous. And you could very easily do a one sheet wonder on here and get 6 cards simply by cutting it in half and then cutting it into 3 that way, and then that will just give you six card fronts and you're done. You just need to do a bit of decorating, and but yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. I hope you can see it. There you go. And again, got Blackberry Bliss, polished pink. There's thistles. Yeah, they are thistles. Well, they look like thistles to me. And then this is the paper that I used for the 5 that I've already made. So it's got little birds, swallows, because I'm assuming that they're swallows. They kind of look like swallows to me. Flowers. I was going to say it's directional, but really you've got flowers going all sorts of ways, so it's not, don't need to worry about it too much. And then we've got fronds and things on that side. And then we've got owls, which obviously this one is directional. You don't really want the owls flying upside down or sideways or whatever. So this is sweet. And that's on that side. So that's the paper that's in this pack, and as I said, you will find it on page, she says I'm flicking through, I thought I had actually marked it up, but obviously not. Here we go. So this is the whole of the Blackberry Beauty suite. So this is the paper, and actually this is going to be in a class in October, just so you know. That's already up now. Oh, no, it's not up on my blog yet. It will be going up on my blog soon. And I've also, in the cards that I'm going to show you now, I've actually used also some of the gold shimmer vellum and also the gold shimmer ribbon. Beauty of Tomorrow. I don't have that stamp set. Well, I lie, I do, but it's in the UK. If those of you who don't know, I'm actually in the States at the moment, heading to the UK at the end of the month. So my daughter's been keeping an eye on the house over there with the dog. So this is the suite that we'll be featuring in October's class, and the paper is what I'm sharing with you today. For those of you who don't know what a one-sheet wonder is, it's, excuse me, something that you can do either with a piece of double-sided designer series paper, or you can make your own by having a piece of cardstock and stamping all over it. And it's really a way of just cutting it up and creating cards. You can use 12 by 12s, you can use 8 by 8s, you can use A4, you can use US letter size cardstock, 6 by 6, and there are lots and lots and lots of ideas out there on Pinterest. This is a template that I've designed and used for these cards, but there will be lots of others, and in fact on my blog I think there's another sort of template for a different set. I've tried to keep this as simple as possible, and I will put this up. There will be a link to it on Facebook and also on YouTube once I've had a chance to sort this out. So I'm using 12 by 12 paper, and I did decide that I'm actually going to use this paper. So the idea is that you take your template, the one that you've chosen, and hopefully you will give this one a go, and you cut it. Excuse me. So this one will be cut in half at 6 inches. We have 6 inches top and bottom, and then I will cut each strip as per. So the first one is 5 3/4 by 6, 1/4, 2, 2, 2. So they're all 6 inches tall, and then the large numbers that you see here tell you which card it is. So these two pieces will go together for card 1, those two for card 2, that for 3, those 3 for 4, and that one for 5. As I said earlier, if you want to cut it in half and then into just 12 inches, so 4 inches wide, 4, 4, 4, 4 and 4, then you will get 6. It'll be 6 all the same size to make your card fronts. So I'm going to follow this, and hopefully you can follow what I am doing. Actually, no, before I do that, I'm going to quickly show you the cards that I have made so far. And there wasn't one scrap of paper left. What I had left, I ended up using just to decorate the inside. So this card uses 1 and 1, so that one of it is here. And in fact, I actually did cut it slightly, which gave me a wider strip for here. So these are 2 smaller strips. So these are 1/4 inch, and I'll show you how I did all this. So that was card 1. Obviously you have to add cardstock and things. Card 2 was this, just very simple, 2 inch, 2 inches, and then there was a little gap here, so I just put a piece of cardstock over it. And then this is a piece that I had left over from elsewhere. I think it might be upside down, but hey ho, don't tell anybody. It's probably not going to be that noticeable. So that was the first one. So what I haven't done with these is actually decorate them, other than putting the paper on it. Card 3, I have to remember which one I used, was not that one. Card 3, I don't know, it's awful, isn't it? I've gone and totally forgotten. So this is going to be, well, you know what? I'm completely flummoxed now. So this was card 4, definitely. So that was that. And then these are card 3 and 5, and I can't remember which way round they go. So again, as I work through, we'll figure it out. Okay, so I've taken the liberty of already pre-cutting some cardstock to make the cards. So the first thing, as I said, you need to do is you need to cut your paper. So I would always suggest if it's a 12 by 12 and you're doing 6 there and 6 there, that you make that cut first. So let's see. And if you are going to be thinking about turning the paper over to use the other side as well, make sure that that is the right direction. So I know now that that's top, that's bottom. So by turning it over, that's top, that's bottom. So I need to just turn it 90 degrees and cut it at 6. So there you go. So I now should have 2 pieces that are 6 by 12 with the paper here the right way round. And I do, woohoo, which is good. So I know I'm going to make 1 square card. So number 1 here is I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4 square. I don't normally work in inches, but seeing as this is a 12 by 12, it's easier to work in inches, certainly for cutting all of this up. And then you can adjust it slightly to fit. That was 5 3/4, wasn't it? She says that she's just cut the thing. 5 3/4, then I want to cut a 1/4, which is not a very small amount. It's just enough to go on the inside or do something with it. So that's that one. So that I know is going to make up card 1. I'm going to put that to one side. So then I'm going to cut what's left, which should be 6 by 6, which it is. And I'm just going to cut those into 2-inch strips. There's 1, 2. So I know that those 2 are going to make a card, and that's going to go towards card 4. So I'm just going to put this on top of these 2 pieces on top of the bits that I've cut for card 1 and keep that one to one side for a second. Then I'm going to cut another piece that is 5 3/4, which is going to be piece for number 3. Put that to one side. Then I need a 1/4. So again, it's another little slither. And I need 2 inches. And then I'm going to bring in that 2-inch strip that I cut a minute ago. So that's those 3 pieces. And then what's left should be a piece that is 4 by 6. Yay! It is. So it's that simple. So long as you sort of keep an eye on where you're putting all the bits, make sure that you, once you've cut them, so once you've actually cut these pieces, put all the bits together for that particular one, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be good. Okay, so that's how I've cut this particular one. So these are all my pieces. So that I know is card 5. These 2-inch pieces and the 1/4-inch piece is card 4. So it's that one, and that one. Card 3 should be 5 3/4 by 6. So that's that one. Card 2 is simply 2 strips. And card 1 is this piece and that piece, the 5 3/4 and the 1/4. And believe it or not, actually, if you think about it, that is actually 6 by 6 if I hadn't cut it. So, okay, now the fun part, and that is using and sticking all that to cardstock. Now I've taken the liberty of pre-cutting everything cardstock wise, and I will put all the measurements up on Facebook, and it'll also go in a blog post. So I have cut my base card. Now here in the UK our cardstock is let's see, it's 21 centimeters by 29.7, so it's not quite, if you look at this, 29.7 takes you here, so it's not quite 12 inches, so we can't get a 6 by 6 card out of this. So what I have done is I took my A4 sheet and I cut it at 11.5 by 5 3/4, because 5 3/4 and 5 3/4 is 11.5. So I started with that piece. So if I put this piece on top, I can either just completely cover the front, and then it leaves a little bit on the bottom for you to cut off and use inside, and I actually quite like that idea, so maybe that's what I'll do for this card. So there will be on occasions bits that you have left, but as I said, simply just cut them off and then use them for something else. So as I said, this is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, so I'm actually going to cut 1/4 of an inch off. So if I just put that at 5 3/4, basically cutting off. So and I should have 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I've got 2 of those little strips. So I'm going to glue, and I'm not going to glue all these in right now. I'm just going to show you my thought processes, and then you can, and I will finish it off. Now, I've obviously done a bit of a boo-boo there, and I know why, because the original card had a border on it, so like that. So I actually cut the paper smaller, but you know something, I don't mind that. I may even just turn it around. My thought process sometimes is like, okay, let's just go with the flow. I try not to let things flummox me just because I thought I was thinking ahead correctly, but then I've changed my mind. So I will put it that way, I think, and I'll put some ribbon around that. So this is the gold shimmer ribbon, which is rather gorgeous, like this. And then I've also cut my piece to go on the inside. So that will go on the inside here. And then I'm going to use these two to decorate it. So I'm just going to put the strips like that. As I said, so from this card, there's going to be 2 tiny little pieces that will get scrapped at the end of the day, but that's not so bad. And I think if I actually went foraging in my bin, you would see that there is really hardly anything there. I'm sorry if anyone's making any comments because I can't see them at the moment. So if you'd like to leave comments, please feel free to do so, and I will answer as soon as I've finished this. Okay, so that was card 1. So I've used up these 2 pieces. So card 2 is going to be these 2 strips, which I think they went that way. So this one was pretty straightforward because it was simply again, I need to decide what I want to do. So I had them glued like this, and as I said, there's like a little strip here. So I'm going to hide that like that. And then I have my inner piece as well. And don't fret, because as we go do the others, there will be odd pieces that you can then glue on here. So that's going to go in there. So this was the original card, this one. That's going to go in there. And when it comes to putting sentiments and things on, it's really up to you. So I've just gone and sort of die cut a few bits and pieces. Ideally, punching is just the easiest thing to do, but my punches, I don't have any here. They're too heavy to carry across the pond, so I tend not to. It's bad enough filling up my suitcase with craft stuff anyway, but let alone putting punches in there. But you'll get the gist. So I've used and stitched rectangles, so you could stamp a sentiment and put that on, and it's up to you where you put it. You could even turn the card around that way if you wanted to and have it going that way. This bit here is not so bad when it comes to directions. Obviously you would not necessarily want to do it with this piece, because then if you turn it sideways you're going to have your flowers going the wrong way. So I'm going to stick with that. So that one is going to be like the original. And that's my middle. So that's card 2, or will be. Right, card 3 is this piece. So this again is a 5 3/4 by 6, and this is the questionable one that I couldn't figure out which one I had done. So you know what, I'm going to leave that for the moment because it'll become apparent when I've done card 4. So card 4 is this piece, and sorry, you probably can't see this piece. So it's a 2-inch strip, a 2-inch strip, and a 1/4-inch strip. So this is card 4, which will be not that one. It's going to be this piece, because this is a 2-inch strip. So this time, I'll get my card. Not that one. Not that one. So it must be this one. Yes. Okay. So this is the gold shimmer vellum. So I'm going to use some of that. So I'm going to use that as a layer, as if there wasn't enough gold on this anyway. So this will go on here like that. And then this piece will go on here, which will then go on the Blackberry Bliss. Although no, it's actually not Blackberry Bliss. It must be, is this bit's Rich Razzleberry, which goes just as nicely. So this will go like so. So there's a lot of gold on, there will be a lot of gold on this. I mean, if you would like, and you don't want to cut a whole piece for this to sit on, you could just cut 2 strips and then glue it underneath. Glue them underneath, I should say. But I'm just going to go for it. So that's going to be card 4, and then that little strip is going to be to go on the innie. this is, that's why I have to get my ruler out. So I've got that piece, which is, let's see, I'm just measuring this so I can actually see what this is. Maybe not as easy just to do it that way. 1.5 centimeters, and that is 8.5. So I suspect that if I do, let's take this piece here and take it to 8.5. Yep, so this piece here, this card here is pretty straightforward. So this is card 5. So I literally cut this at 8.5 centimeters. I know, because I've gone to centimeters now rather than inches, because my card base is in centimeters. So I have that piece for the front and that piece to go on the inside. Like that. So that's going to go, not that one, it's going to be this one. So I've cut a piece of gold foil, the gold vellum again. So this is going to sit on here. And again, this one I may actually cut and just use strips of it rather than using that whole piece. But just so you can see, this is what it will look like. And then that piece will go on the inside here. That's that. And that. And then, so this means that this card that I have left should be card 3. And this piece should be card 3. So again, this is, so what I did on here was, I've got my early espresso piece, and then I have a piece of, this is Blackberry Bliss, which is 0.5 centimetre smaller than the front, and then the paper is 0.5 centimetre smaller than that. So the gold that I have cut should be, when you put it on here, 0.5 centimetre. So there should be a small border all the way around, like that. And then this piece, I now know that I need to cut it so that it is 0.5 centimetre smaller than this. So if I, so this measures 10 by 14.4. So I need this to be a 9.5. By 13.9, like that. So I've got that piece left, and I have this piece. So I have this. So from that I have 3 pieces. So this is going to sit on here, which will then sit on here, and then this piece here is just the reverse side. So again, I'm going to cut that because this is not as wide as that. So this is 3.5 centimetres. So there is a little bit more cutting on this one, but it's not so bad. Excuse me. So that's going to be 3.5 centimetres, and that's going to sit on a piece of vellum too. And then these 2 pieces are what I have left now from the whole of that 12 by 12. And there will be a little bit left on this one, as you can see, because it's too long. And so this piece, now I could put it on here, but this piece is too narrow, but I mean, you could still do that. Actually, I quite like it up there. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just leave it like that. And then this piece can go in the card that didn't have a piece for the innie. So that's going to go there. And I just need to find that one. It wasn't that one. had one. That had one. So it's got to be this piece. So this bit didn't have the innie, so that can go on the inside. Turn it over and do it that way, I think. So there you go. So that is all of the cards prepped, cut and ready for sticking. And then I just need to think about what sentiments I want to use and do that as well. So that is how you go about doing a one sheet wonder. And as I said, there are so many ideas out there for templates and things. The easiest being the in half and then 1, 2, 3, and you've got 6, that's it, and you're done. Ones where all these are cut on diagonals and things, which is not the easiest, because then you've got like 40 or 50 different pieces to remember. So if you do want to give this a go, I would suggest keep it simple to start off with. Hopefully this is simple. If not, as I said, just go for the one where you would get 6 out of. And use up your double-sided paper. I know we're really bad as paper crafters and we like to keep our paper. But it's there for using, so I mean, use it, and if you have to, then obviously you can buy another pack, so long as it hasn't gone out of stock. And you're more than welcome to contact me if you need some. What else do I need to tell you? So we've got celebration on at the moment, so of course that means £45 spend and you get a free item. There is I'm doing a class in October that features the items from the from this suite of products. It's not going to be these cards, so don't fret about that. They will be something completely new, and that information will be going up on the blog. Card and the Cuppa starts again next month. Ordering kits is now closed. But you can order your kits now for October and November. That is up on the blog, which is oakfieldcrafts.com. And so I've got celebration, kits, class. What else do I need to tell you? Who knows? I'm sure I'll think of it in a minute. It's early morning here, just so that you know. I've noticed from my watch, so it's only 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. now, but hey ho, it's good. I don't mind. I'm quite happy to come do this, and so I hope you've enjoyed it. I will, as I said, put all this up. The Facebook live is being recorded, so it will appear on Facebook for those of you who are watching on replay. And I always upload it to YouTube as well, and then it will go on my blog together with all the measurements, and there'll be a link on Facebook and on YouTube to the blog, so that everything's there. And I may even just do it as a tutorial and stick it on that too, so it'll be in all sorts of places for you to find. Hopefully you can find it easily. And I know I'm wittering on now, so I'm going to say bye-bye, and I will see you next week. So same time, same place next week. Take care. Bye.